Alright boys, welcome back to another video. As you can clearly see by my face, I am clearly not the most energetic this morning. So much freaking stuff went down. I literally tried recording a video, but just before this, I was recording for like 5 minutes and I just didn't know what the frick I was saying. I was trying to compile like freaking words to say, but when you're just like, what are you talking about? Like what the frick are you even saying? When there's no purpose to what you're saying, you're just trying to say something for the freaking video. That's how I felt. And I realized, like, F that. Just freaking talk about what you specifically feel like in the moment. And right now, I feel like freaking crap. And I'm gonna give you context to why I feel like freaking crap, right? So, pretty much, I went to bed early yesterday. I went to bed at around 9:30, finished talking with my friends and whatever. And I didn't sleep by 9:30, but I went to bed at 9:30, right? So, it's pretty early, right? And I think I fell asleep by like 10 something. But here's the thing though. Despite falling asleep, I woke up like an hour and a half earlier, like 11:40 or 11:30 something. And I just woke up and I was just feeling very anxious, bro. I was feeling very, very, very anxious about life in a way, and I think the devil uses this to his advantage, like using my anxieties and using my freaking, I don't know, traumas or something as a way for me to indulge into sin, as a way for me to indulge into bad habits and just to make me scared for no reason. And I realized like a lot of our freaking existence, right, is just to be like a Jeffrey. Like I wrote down in my schedule to record this video and the title was Our Default Way of Living is Being a Jeffrey. And you guys know what being a Jeffrey means, right? A lot of you might not know, but it's from the YouTuber Hamza. And Jeffrey is this character which is pretty much like encompassing the average like loser like male, if that makes sense. Like it's like our younger selves, the one that used to jack off like 3 times a day, the one that used to like, I don't know, be a simp and have crushes over like girls in school, despite the girls never even looking at me or and whatever, right? And I'm sure you can feel somewhat similar, like the ones that used to like scroll for like hours and hours, absolutely destroying myself, playing video games for like 7 hours and doing really bad in school and whatever. Like like the average like loser, like you can say that's what Jeffrey encompasses. That's what Jeffrey is, or that's who Jeffrey is, right? And so I was like, our default sort of state of living is being a Jeffrey in a way, and I'll explain what I mean by that. Whenever we feel like anxious or something, we automatically go numb ourselves with bad habits. Whenever we feel stress in life, these corporations, bro, these companies, like, but I gotta give it to them that they're freaking smart because they've created like specific habits, specific things that will be there for you whenever you need to lean on it. Like, do you really think that people are addicted to junk food just because they like the taste of junk food? No, that's far beyond what the frick they're actually like. That's far beyond what they're actually addicted to. Really, it's more of a way of getting comfort and feeling comfort and numbing yourself to the realities of life. See, it's deeper than just that, bro. Many people that are fat or whatever, they've gone through like actual trauma growing up and they used food, especially fast food, because of the overstimulation it gives you. They use that as a source of comfort. A lot of us are living in survival mode, and those of you that are into like trauma work a little bit, I'm not much in it. I'm just getting started in it. Like you learn about like survival mode and like your central nervous system like being effed up and whatever. A lot of us are living in trauma mode like every day, and we don't even freaking realize it. And so yesterday night I was feeling anxious, just like many of us do. And I was feeling anxious about like death and like life and some deep contemplation stuff. And the devil especially uses this as a moment. Like he feeds me these thoughts of anxiety. He feeds me these thoughts of anxiety. He feeds me these thoughts of like, oh my god, what's gonna happen, stuff like that, right? But he purposefully feeds me these anxious thoughts so that I could stay up later because I'm like anxious and everything. And what do you think I'm gonna do when I stay up later? Like when I stay up instead of sleeping. You guessed it. Bad habits. I'm gonna end up going back to doing bad habits. I'm gonna end up staying up and just randomly watching multiple YouTube videos on a daily basis every single day. I mean every single day. I mean like every single time that happens. So that's what ended up happening yesterday night, and that's why like despite me wanting to sleep by 10, get a really good night of sleep, get a full 8 hours of sleep, or at least 7 hours of good quality sleep, wake up by 6. I ended up sleeping at like 1:30 in reality. And I still woke up at 6. And not just that, bro, I literally went downstairs, and this is a side note. I went downstairs and got myself a freaking croissant because like I need more dopamine, I need more comfort. A croissant is like my junk food at this point. Like that's considered junk food for me. Without trying to boast. Oh guys, look at me. But so I wrote down being a Jeffrey is sort of our default way of living. Because, and I'll explain why, we are using these bad habits, right? Like being a Jeffrey, we're using these bad habits to mask up a bigger issue and a bigger pain. A couple of days ago, I was live streaming on another channel that I have. Some of you guys might know this, like 20K subscribers or whatever. And I don't know, I just wanted to live stream because I want to practice my content creation skills. And a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people are asking me like questions about how do I leave bad habits? And I know specifically what bad habit they're talking about, which is pornography. And so they're talking about how do I leave bad habits, bro? And like I keep going back to it, and like how do I leave it? And it's the most common question, right? A lot of people are just like some guy in the chat was saying like, bro, how do I leave like porn, bro? Like f this, f like you know, at one point you just become freaking tired of it, and you become so tired of it, but you're just so desperate to freaking leave it. You're so desperate to escape it, but you just keep falling back, falling back, falling back. But I guarantee you, like a lot of people hasn't even asked themselves, nor journaled or reflected upon why porn is an option for them. Why porn is an option for these people. They don't even know why they do it. And knowing why is like almost half the answer. They just still believe that it's just, oh yeah, it's like a regular habit. It is a regular habit, but it's being marked up, bro. Like it's being used for something that you clearly need, despite you not like, what do you even want? Have you asked yourself this question? Like think about this for a second. Think about this, right? Most of us men, except the chads and stuff like that, you know, I'm getting there. Hopefully you're getting there too, bro. But a lot of the regular men, let's be honest, like let's be honest, I'm sure you go to school, I go to school, you know, I'm on break right now, but I'm like, let's be honest here, right? Do they seem like they get tons of female attention? Do they seem like they get tons of DMs from females every single day? Do they seem like they are confident within themselves? Do they talk confident? Are they charismatic? Are they attractive as freaking, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Are most men, like, are they successful even? Like, you know, like whatever it is, but no, right? You would say no, obviously, the frick. So how do you, like, if your brain wants love, intimacy, success, and you don't have it, no wonder why porn is a freaking option. No wonder why it's an option. Despite you not liking the aftermath, that's, yeah, obviously, but it's filling a big need in your life. And I'm not saying that being successful means that you have to be a millionaire, because money, there's a lot of people with money that still watch porn. It's not that, it's feeling fulfilled with who you are. Are you your most successful self? And success pretty much means, can I overcome something hard? That's all success means. So if you are making progress and every single day, overcoming hard challenges, every single day, that freaking polishes your self-esteem to a whole different level, right? You literally feel like the man. So at that point, right, you notice this, most people, they quit porn when they become more successful, but not just money wise, but as like a man in general. So I'm like, if our default existence is being a Jeffrey in a way. You know, we grew up, we in grade, you know, 6, for example, I had this one crush, and bro, I had such a crush on her, this girl, but she wasn't even that pretty now. Like, you know, I'm just like, I had such a big crush on this girl, bro. And she was like one of the more famous girls in class and whatever. And she would have so many guy friends and whatever, and I would just be wondering, like, bro, I would be like, you know, like the little freaking weirdo in the back, just staring at her, like, oh, just fantasizing, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. And she wouldn't even look at me. I don't think she ever spoke to me. If she did, it was probably because of some class stuff, but I don't think this person even spoke to me. And as I kept going in my school journey, some similar stuff happened where I never had like any female even friends, but I would end up still having a lot of crushes. Like this one girl in grade 9 as well. I had like low-key a crush on her, but I tried denying it. And then the girl that I had a crush on, she liked my best friend. So like, you know, it's freaking like, what the heck. But you know, the other girls and other whatever, like I was always like the weird awkward kid. I would never speak to girls, which is like, yeah, it could be a good thing as well. But like, I'm just saying in a way, like I was just super awkward and super weird growing up. I felt like I wasn't like a regular kid growing up compared to the other kids in school. At least I tried fitting in, but I felt like, because the other guys in school, they would be friends with girls and they would be talking and joking around. They would probably have like a girlfriend here and there. And they'd be kind of known in the school as well. At least they'll be respected in the school. At least like people like actually treat them with respect. Like I was not, but my name was far from respect. My name was far from respect in school. I would give you more stories, but I'm gonna go off track, so I'm not gonna do that. But you see this, right? I wanted respect. I wanted validation. I wanted to just be known as someone. I wanted to be known. I wanted respect. I wanted female attention in a way because I'm a man. I wanted maybe a girlfriend potentially, but whatever. Like, I guess it's good I didn't get one. But pornography for a kid like that grew up like me, pornography would be an insane ROI. Insane ROI. Why? Because imagine I'm that kid who is barely noticed in school. In fact, not just barely noticed, but like ignored. Like that was one of those kids that just come in the room and no one really gives a crap. Except like one or two of my friends, right? For a kid like that, pornography you'd think would be like insane, because watching porn, your brain imagines itself as like the freaking jock, as the Chad alpha that's gonna go ahead and pipe like the top girl. Imaginary, because your brain isn't like, you're not actually doing that. It's fake, right? It's through a freaking screen, but your brain thinks, yo, this thing right here, like this website, whatever, like your brain doesn't know it's a freaking website. Your brain just thinks it's doing it in real life. So your brain's like, yo, whatever this thing is, like at this time, like you come after school and you just do that, like whatever this thing is, I like this. Your brain likes it. Your brain made a chain link. It made a link of feeling like a winner, and you're not a winner in real life. So you use this as a way to feel needed, valued, feeling like a winner, loved, cherished, cared for, noticed. I can keep going on for freaking days. And you can use this for every single freaking habit. Like video games, scrolling, you can use these for every single habit. Think about how deep this stuff goes, bro. Like think about it for a second. Like it's not just as simple as, yo, how do I quit habits? Like it's not as easy. I mean, it's easy. It's that, bro. I want one thing I will say is that it's not as hard as you think to quit habits, but it's just that emotions are involved. And when emotions are involved, bro, like you just get overwhelmed, and because all this stuff is emotional, right? Like it's not logical. Because if your brain only operated on logical stuff, then we would probably not doing most habits. But the issue is the emotional aspect of it. And it's a double-sided sword. For example, like feeling of value and need is amazing, but I'm just using the wrong way to express that. So don't like shun yourself. Why are you making fun of yourself or losing hope? Like, bro, frick, like I'm such a loser for watching porn. No, you're just accept the fact that your brain wants to feel loved. Maybe you're not even successful. Maybe you just sit in your room all day. No wonder why you want to watch it. Freaking heck, bro. We gotta use different ways of expressing it. Like it's okay. It's okay if you grew up a little bit different, like myself, or if it's okay if you were acting different in a school scenario, like myself. Most of my issues came from school. I grew up in a very privileged household, right? Like I'm not complaining about like I grew up in impoverished. No, I grew up in an amazing household. Most of my traumatic stuff came from school. I was in survival mode. And when you're in survival mode, you're gonna want to do more bad habits. I used to wonder every single time I would do something addictive, like overstimulating, such as video games, scrolling, or junk food, or binge watching TV shows. Like I would always like, at least on a minimum, I would watch like 20 to 30 episodes a freaking day. If I ever watch anime, like I would just keep going on a freaking marathon, right? Same things you can say with like a fapathon. Same thing with a freaking video game-a-thon. Like I would play games, and then I would add like junk food on top of that. And I would be a dopamine fiend. And I always wondered why. Maybe I was born like this, but why would I be born as a dopamine fiend? Now I realize it's not just a dopamine addiction. It's more so that I'm in survival mode. And survival mode typically comes when you have a lot of traumas that you don't know that you're experiencing. So what I want you to do as an actionable step, which is something I did recently, which is I want you to go and just journal. Okay, get yourself a journal. So I literally bought a new one because journaling is one of the things that is freaking insane. So I want you to go journal about specifically, what do you think happened for you to have this trauma. So like I want you to go back in your childhood, because a lot of traumas come from childhood traumas. So I want you to go back and ask yourself why am I doing such and such habit, and what is it being used to cover up? And then you go back and you think about, okay, yeah, when I was a child, I actually like did this and this. And like, some bad habits you might not be able to find like the specific trauma. Like, like for porn, it's like, okay, I need to be validated, I need to feel seen, I need to feel like I'm the winner. Okay, cool. But for scrolling, like, you might not exactly feel the specific trauma. But the issue is when you're in survival mode anyway, like even one trauma could affect like other areas of life, because when you're in survival mode, your brain is just gonna think shorter term, so it's gonna do shorter term activities. So scrolling could just be a representation of the fact that you're freaking lazy and you're depressed. But there's a bigger reason why you're lazy and depressed. Scrolling might not be directly linked to trauma, but the fact that you have a lot of trauma and you unprocessed feelings and stuff like that. Again, I'm not a freaking psychologist, so relax. But scrolling could just be a representation. Often scrolling is a representation of people just having no purpose. That's why they just sit down and scroll all day. Scrolling is a representation of people who want to numb themselves with comfort. But the reason is, why do you numb yourself with comfort? And then you can ask yourself these questions, right? So yeah, I have like a lot of these. I'm looking at my journal right now. I have a lot of these like journals about myself and specific reasons to why I do such and such. Like even with video games as well. For example, I came down to a belief, like one of the biggest limiting beliefs I'm fixing about myself is self-respect. So like don't have much self-respect for myself, and I never realized that, but I don't, deep down I didn't at least have much self-respect for myself. So I would automatically cancel myself out before people even canceled me out, because in a way it came from the school scenarios, right? Oh, there's no point of talking to that random guy because you're already weird and you're weirdo and no one likes you anyway. Like I would just like automatically think that about myself. So there's no point in talking to a random guy, even though the random guy might think I'm a really cool person. So yeah. Anyways, this is by far, in my opinion, such a freaking important video. Like I'm gonna glaze myself a little bit, but this video is freaking nuts if you apply it and ask yourself these questions. And you're gonna go down a rabbit hole, which is good. You're gonna find a lot of links to your life. Oh, that's the reason why I do this. Oh, this is the reason why I do this. And then in order to fix a problem, you must know what the problem is, right? Other than that, boys, love you guys. I know like this video won't get so much like super successful or so, whatever, and that's fine. That's not the point of this channel. Like, but hopefully you've been enjoying the videos. If you have any feedback, let me know. Like I've been taking some feedback very seriously. For example, this one person, I'm guessing it's a girl, commented a lot on one of the videos, and she was saying how like I ramble a lot and I go from stuff like tangent. I ramble a lot and a lot of people lose interest, which makes sense. Like, if I'm just talking about like 50 different things at once, like that doesn't make any sense, right? I'm just talking about random stuff. I want to talk about a topic. And so hopefully I've been improving on that. I did write some notes as well, so I'm gonna keep making videos and keep improving every time. That's why like I had to re-record this video, because the first time I was like, wait, how do I actually like improve it? So I was kind of thinking too much, right? But part of the journey. But one thing I will tell you guys, I will promise you guys, with God's permission, I'm gonna keep improving. So I don't even know what the freaking limit is for our channel. I don't know what the freaking limit is, genuinely. Like, no glaze, but I don't even know how far we can freaking go with this. Because I believe that we can go really far. Because if I keep improving every time, like, it's in its nature, right? So, other than that, if you want to follow my Instagram, links in the description down below. If you want to, I'm doing this, right? Free coaching calls. Yes, I'm doing free coaching calls just for my practice. Like, it's not, it's for my practice. I want to practice coaching before I actually like sell it as a service, because I like coaching a lot, bro. Like I like talking to people and giving people advice, but I want to make sure I practice it, and I want to make sure that I have like a very good system, to help people start improving their lives. So if you are in need of like self-improvement coaching, or if you are in need of habits, mindsets, self-improvement in a way, like if you're really falling behind in life, you're in a rut, and maybe you don't even know which way you want to take your life, like with the advice that I've accumulated all the years of content creation and 3 years of self-improvement and whatever, I think I might be able to help. So anyways, it's free anyway, so if you want to check it out, you can check it out and book a call with me, and I'll see you there. So other than that, boys, I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Assalamu alaikum.